Kreischer is killing 2 bears, 1 cave.
Don't you take a bath in the pool?
Yeah, I'm a pool shower guy.
Yeah. So that's
Like I showered last night in the hot tub. Was my shower. I got in the hot tub. I shower in the hot tub, and then I get out.
Does anybody else do this on the team?
The Chad Bert Kreischer machine versus the soy Sebastian Maniscalco fake Italian.
Like, does anybody else go, we're going to shower in the pool today?
Your skin looks incredible.
Oh, thank you.
And mine looks pretty red, I'm assuming. I've got acne on my cheeks for whatever reason.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
I should have gotten hair. I should have gotten makeup.
No, you shouldn't have gotten anything. You have no shoes on.
Yeah.
So why would we even start with
I didn't
makeup?
even use.
I mean, the difference between you and I just feel like there's a lot of people in your world.
This is how I live. Like I have a fear of being alone.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm quite the opposite of you.
I think the more money you make as a comedian, the less funny you are. It's a direct relationship. You almost have to be a Diogenes. You need to live amongst filth and the people, the peasants, the slugs.
Downfall of 2 Bears, 1 Cave is worse than we initially thought. If you've been following my channels over the last few months, I covered the guest bears, Starvey and Chrissy D, who covered for Tom and Bert
More money equals out of touch. That's right.
over the summer for 6 episodes, while Tom was off shooting a movie and Bert was shooting a TV show. And those 6 episodes were the
They also just look weird because they start dressing mad zesty. All their clothes fit a bit too well, you know?
best the show has been for years. But when they came back, the drop-off was crazy. We all knew this was going to happen, though. Tom and Bert have been so lazy over the last couple of years.
Shane Gillis rejects the biggest of bags to make the best of jokes. Lesson in there.
Bert even admitted recently that he just pushes out content for the sake of it and doesn't care if it's good or bad. Tom has almost completely checked out of podcasting and stand-up comedy now that he's rich enough to buy his way into Hollywood. However, things aren't as simple as that. Check out the numbers on the last 2 episodes of 2 Bears, 1 Cave with Bert as the host. Those are Fighter and the Kid numbers.
Nah, dude, they're thriving.
I've never seen an episode of 2 Bears with views that low. That is absolutely insane. Tom is still managing to do okay on his own, but these Bert episodes are a real problem. Not to mention the overall drop-off in views for YMH Studios in general.
I just think the bubble has popped for comedy podcasts. It's time to pack it up. Pivot.
2025 will go down as the year things really started to turn for podcasts. We're witnessing JRE and Flagrant's numbers continue to decline. Several podcasters are calling it quits or they're in the process of winding down, like The Fighter and the Kid, but the drop-off in views for Bert's content has been crazy. I didn't think it would happen this quickly, and there's going to reach a point very soon where Tom isn't going to be able to keep YMH Studios up and running with these numbers. They've got a bunch of staff in the background, plus the overheads for multiple studios. It's not going to be long until Tom's propping up the whole business with his own cash. And so Sebastian Maniscalco was on...
Imagine pulling 50,000 views with a full staff of adults running your show and production versus streaming in the basement, ranting about schizophrenic fever dreams on a daily basis on kick.com/Philion. We run a tight ship over here.
This week's episode to promote his upcoming comedy special, and things got awkward as soon as they hit record.
Your new special, it's not coming out till November. It's so good.
Oh,
I had to stop it. I had to stop watching it. That's how good it is.
Oh,
shot beautifully, shot gorgeous, really covered top to bottom at the United Center. How many did you shoot? And this is inside baseball stuff for comics, but how many did you shoot?
2. We did 2.
That's it. You're done. Do you need to do anything else?
I asked that to my, what are we doing? Are we, how long is this going to go on? I'm sure you guys are all asking, you know, like, how long do we have to come to this house?
How long does this go on?
The teeth are just a bit too white, you know?
For me, it's like, what else do you have to do on top of the stand-up comedy? I mean, you're a guy who's dabbling in a lot of facets of entertainment. Is this because you absolutely love doing all this stuff, or is this the fact that just it's feeding the stand-up?
He's contemplating on killing him live on air. Listen, I think there's more than meets the eye for the machine. Crack Amico speaks of this. Bert alert, about to take off his shirt. He props up all his friends. He absorbs all the hate. He is the literal lolcow of comedy, but deep down, I think he actually cares about the people around him. I can't say the same about the other comedians.
Where are we going? I mean,
that's a great question. I think Segura's done doing stand-up.
Bert just completely deflected that question and threw Tom under the bus. And even if you keep playing that clip, Bert never actually answers the question. He just rattles on about how it was never Tom's dream to be a comedian. He'd always wanted to be an actor, director in Hollywood, so I think it's common knowledge now that things are coming to an end. And all of these guys have been open about how podcasting boosted their stand-up comedy ticket sales. The whole comedy podcasting ecosystem has always been about monetizing publicity, which has been working for years.
See, I don't think a lot of these people are true stand-up comedians. I think they just took advantage of the wave and the pipeline of podcasting and stand-up comedy. It's like, why be a YouTuber when you can be a streamer who posts on YouTube? Kick.com/Philion. I mean, you can work hard or you can work smart. You can hardly work or you could smartly work. I tend to do both.
They've been able to promote their stand-up while raking in millions of dollars in ad revenue. But the downside is that this has led to overexposure, and now it's massively backfiring on Bert. It's taken a while, but now that his fans are finally seeing him for who he truly is, they're choosing not to watch anymore. To make things even worse, because these episodes are all banked weeks and sometimes months in advance, Tom was more than likely absent from this recording because he was in Saudi Arabia at the Riyadh Comedy Festival. So when he gets back to the studio, the hate is...
That's crazy. Tom Segura took the oil money bag and based Bert Kreischer didn't. Stayed loyal.
...to be even worse than it is now. And having Sebastian Maniscalco on the show really amplified just how bad things have gotten.
You're a sensitive guy. You cry,
yeah.
you cry like you have no problems crying on iPhone, this and that. My cry is secret. I don't like show the crying. Yeah,
For real.
You show everything though. I mean,
everything.
yeah. I'm a little bit more like I cry, but
Italian with it.
you're not going to see it. You know. I've often seen your show and go, this guy does it barefoot, and that's unique.
How do you wrap your head around
I don't think Sebastian likes him. It's kind of sad.
going from the guy that sells the most at Madison Square Garden ever to the person that sells out the most in every single borough ever? Do you sit in the...
Is Sebastian Maniscalco one of the top 5 comedians in the world? He probably is at this point. 5 is Jeff Dunham. 4 is Joe Coy. 3 is Gabriel Iglesias, 2 is Kevin Hart, and 1 is Sebastian Maniscalco. Granted, this is a Billboard.com listing. I tend to believe it. 361,000 tickets sold, 30 shows, $35.5 million.
green room and just... Is there a part of a 13-year-old
The
Sebastian?
common thread among all those comedians I just named is that they perfectly toe the line of appealing to normies. They never scare the hoes. There's a lesson in there. If you want to maximize the bag, you must stoop down to the midwits. Sure, they'll print money, but they'll never cement themselves in the culture.
And it's like, holy f***ing shit. Or is it just like,
Yeah, it's a second. But listen, this was never in the cards for me to do this anyway. As far as, I didn't have on my vision board sell out, It's not what I had in mind. So yes, when it does happen, it's nice. But it's not like, I'm not like an overly excitable guy. I think I celebrate a little bit more in private than I would do around people. I feel like, the difference between you and I just feel like there's a lot of people in your world. Right? Like when I walked in here, I was like, should I have another home to house my business? And then
arguably, your business is way bigger than mine. The answer is yes. This is how I live. Like I have a fear of being alone.
yeah, so yeah,
This is really hard to watch because Sebastian Maniscalco is both cringe and he's cringed out. So I'm experiencing his secondhand cringe while also being cringed at him for cringing.
I'm quite the opposite of you. We're two different guys in the sense that you really love a lot of energy around you, which is great.
So for those of you who don't know what's going on here, YMH Studios is located in Austin, Texas, where Tom and Christina live. Bert's still based out of LA, and when it's a Bert-only episode, then he shoots it from his own studio, rather than having to fly down to Austin just to record a podcast, because we all know how much Bert loves flying. Anyway, so Bert's got his Bertcast studio, Something's Burning, and a second Two Bear studio in some random house.
That's because Bert Kreischer is a businessman.
With all his staff who manage his tours and festivals. That's why Sebastian was like, what the fuck is going on here? Why are there so many people here just for Bert? And it's no secret that Bert has full-time staff dedicated to promoting and selling his tour, which he does with a bunch of other comedians every year. However, now that things are slowing down for comedy podcasts and stand-up comedy in general, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with all of Bert's shows and his tour. Because if Tom throws in the towel and says, fuck this, I'm sick of doing stand-up and I'm sick of turning up every week to entertain a bunch of pawns on these podcasts.
Why does he look like fucking Dr. Robotnik now? He looks evil.
I'm rich now, so I'm just going to go and do whatever I want without having to worry about keeping this shit going. Well, what happens to Bert? We're seeing how he can't sustain
This is the same guy, bro.
in his own content without Tom, and all of a sudden, it's turning into the next
Giga Chad Bert blasting TRT to drink more while Bill Burr gets pegged.
fighter in the kid. And I said this in a video over on my main channel just the other day, Brendan Schaub is the end game for all of these guys. That's where they're going to end up. We're already seeing Rogan getting bitter and angry at all the hate he's been getting. Andrew Schultz is hitting back at his own fans and gaslighting them about the Riyadh Comedy Festival. And now Bert's
Chat, is it time for me to ascend to the throne of the comedy scene? I've found the crown in the gutter, and I placed it upon my head.
about to reach a point where he's going to have to start laying off staff and downsize his operation because his views are tanking. We're witnessing the death of the top 250 comedy assassins in real time.
Only
It's a sad state of affairs. I don't know if they're going to make it.
there's only a handful of us in the world, meaning like probably 20,000 comedians that know the feeling.
Wait a minute, you think there's 20,000 comedians? What are we grouping comedians now?
Well,
You see how easy this is of a niche to dominate? Stand-up comedy is a small subset of the population. Couple thousand global, maybe. And if you're in the big cities, New York, LA, Austin, you go to those open mics, the bubble gets smaller and smaller. And as you hone your craft, as you appease the normies, you can begin to make a lot of money real quick, I think. That's how my mind works. Stand-up is insanely hard to make it? I don't think so. I'm going to go try it. Everyone talks about how hard it is. I don't believe it.
As far as, is the guy doing videos in his living room making people laugh on the internet, is that now a comedian?
according to my kids, yeah. I
According to the top talent, you just need to act like you have a mental disability.
would say it's however many I follow online on Instagram. Probably not as many. I'd say maybe 200.
Most open micers don't get big 10 plus years in. It's because most people aren't fucking funny. Listen, I get it. Statistically speaking, it's very hard to make, but it's a small group of people. And if you're somewhat witty and you have the know-how and the ruthless mindset and you rub shoulders, you could climb. It's a solvable game. Everything is. It's a skill issue. You just farm clips, get a shitty podcast, and say a slur, and then you're chilling.
Comedians then that are working comedians, paying the bills comedians.
Okay.
200 to 400, I would say, just roughly. And out of that 400, fucking half of them are hacks.
Well, then that's another story that we have to get into as far as like, are these people even funny?
Yeah, or do they know what it's like to write material, or are they struggling to keep it going on stage? The thing I'm attracted to, the joy of a bit is like when you say it and then as you say it, you've left it, but your brain goes, you know what I should have said with that is this. And then that next time you go on stage, you got another 3 minutes with it. And you're like, oh, this is going to be a bit. But only a small finite group of people know that feeling.
These are the brain surgeons of comedy, an elite group of middle-aged men who dress like their daughters' boyfriends, sitting in podcast studios lecturing us about the genius of their ability to throw a dick joke, a trans joke, and a COVID joke.
It really is that easy.
Into a 1 hour special. I just ripped apart Brian Callen's new comedy special on my Patreon a couple of days ago and
Someone come get their dad, bro. Who is this man?
showed how he stole one of Dave Chappelle's jokes from 4 years ago. I also reviewed Bert's special from earlier this year on there as well, and all of them are absolutely fucking diabolically shit. By the way, in my Brian Callen video, I threw in a quick comparison of Brian and Sebastian Maniscalco, so go and check that out via the link in the description if you're interested. But my point is, the proof is in the pudding. Like Sebastian just said there in that clip, whether these top comedians are actually funny or not is a whole different question altogether. Bert just couldn't read between the lines. And if you needed evidence as to why Bert's on his way out, this episode of Two Bears, One Cave with Sebastian played out like a postmortem.
Hey, real quick, I wrote down some things last night that I go, does Sebastian do these? Okay? Because these are things I do. And I was wondering if you do any of these.
None of these comedians have an actual edge. They're edgy for the sake of being edgy, but there's no real poison or venom behind their eyes. Their words fall on deaf ears. I want something gritty, grungy, masculine.
Do you pee outside?
I have peed in my backyard, yes.
I do that all the time. In fact, it hits way better whipping it out amongst the trees and the grass than into the porcelain throne.
Yes, I have done that. Yeah,
Nice,
but
okay.
I don't make it a habit.
So you wake up out
I do. I must mark my territory.
of bed in the morning, this morning. You get up, you
That's right. We were not meant to aim.
wake up.
It's my form of grounding.
Do you put on clothes to go into the house, or do you go into your underwear and make a cup of coffee?
Put a robe on. Do you have a robe? Put a robe on. As soon as I get
What am I, fucking gay? No, I don't have a robe. What are you, a girl?
You put a robe on?
Yeah.
You put a robe
and
on?
I have robes, different robes for different times of the year. Do you wear slippers?
No. I'm not wearing shoes now.
What is this quality of conversation? It's so uncomfortable.
I know.
I don't wear slippers. I usually come out butt naked.
Yeah, see, you're one of these guys that's really like comfortable in the nude.
Yeah.
I ain't like that.
See, the Chad Bert Kreischer exhibitionist versus the soy dick shame Sebastian Maniscalco.
Really?
No. I know some kids some parents shower with their kids.
There's an age where you got to stop
Which
that.
See, Sebastian Maniscalco is like a career comedian, whereas Bert Kreischer's just a clown. He's Jester maxed. I'm telling you, there's levels to this shit.
I never did that.
Oh, for real?
Sebastian Maniscalco's like, oh, this guy's a fucking weirdo, which may be true, but there's something real.
Never.
Oh, I did it up until like they were 18. Have you ever pissed in a bottle in a bed?
No.
Never pissed in a bottle in a bed?
No.
And then put it in the side of the bed and wait till you
No,
wake
my
up?
grandfather used to do that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because
He was 80. Don't you take a bath in the pool?
Yeah, I'm a pool shower guy.
Okay, yeah. So that's
Like
just-
I showered last night in the hot tub was my shower. I got in the
Yeah, it's Jester's privilege, not comedian's privilege. That's right.
hot tub. I shower in the hot tub and then I get out.
Does
Leanne-
anybody else do this on the team? Like, does anybody else
AI generated ass convo. It's tough to watch.
go, we're going to shower in the pool today?
Leanne actually showered after the hot tub. It was like a lunatic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's normal.
Nah.
Like to Bert Kreischer, everything's a joke. To Sebastian Maniscalco, he's like, I want a serious conversation. What are we doing here?
It's clean. It's clean.
This whole episode was about Bert. That's what he does. He's suffering from what I like to call late-stage narcissism. Think of it like when you're in a nightclub and you've been dancing with some chick all night, then the lights turn on and you realize the mistake you've made. Bert's living in that moment just before the lights turn on. The delusion is the strongest. He still thinks that doing all this shit is cool and likes to flex about it in every episode. By the
You know what's annoying that I've noticed too? It's like the meta of stand-up comedy. If you are a certain ethnicity or race, that just becomes your entire bit. Sebastian Maniscalco, Italian. Joe Coy, Asian. Gabriel Iglesias, fat Mexican, I think. They just lean into the stereotype. Bobby Lee, Korean.
Way, Bert, if you're watching this, your acne is from the TRT. But only time will tell how much longer Two Bears will be around for. If Tom's smart, he'll hire Chrissy and Stubby as permanent replacements, and if
Like, Gabriel Iglesias goes by Fluffy. That's not funny. That's not cute. You're fat. That's disgusting.
that does happen, Bert will probably explode from jealousy and rage. For now, though, I'm happy to sit back and watch the entire Top 250 ecosystem crash and burn. The cope is getting worse and worse by the week. The infighting, the name-calling and bitching is flaring up, and they're all starting...
Race jokes are easy and people like them. It's low-hanging fruit. Listen, they could be funny when they're unhinged, but the problem is they never take it there. It's always like level 1 stereotypes, which is more of an own on the audience, the consumer, than the one who's making the comedy and writing the jokes.
to show their true colors. So make sure you subscribe to all my channels if you want to keep up with the comedy civil war, and make sure you check out my Patreon for all my uncensored longer form videos.
You already know, at an open mic, I'd fucking kill it. Never bomb.